Hey everybody, it's Donnah from Tarot. I am doing I'm going to try to keep it a quick video explaining what happened, where I've been, and why I disappeared, kind of, and why I look different. And I'm just going to give it the quick and dirty. I don't want to drag it out, and I do want to make sure that there's sound now. So yeah, there's a video or a commercial. Hold that thought 1 second. But um, while I'm waiting for this to come up. I just want to make sure I have sound because it'd be kind of stupid to do a video and have no sound. All right, so that's good. All right, so for the people who've been watching my channel for a bit, you've seen me really push hard to try to build it and to do whatever would make you all happy, whatever you wanted to see, whatever kind of readings. And I work a benefits job in a warehouse, and it's long hours, and it's hot in the summer, it's cold in the winter, and I'm not 18. And for me, it's not been easy, because I'm trying to do this on the side, and I really enjoy this. So I was making some headway, and I finally got monetized, and I was starting to make money. And then something completely unexpected happened. My cousin, he owned part of our family's estate, and for reasons that are personal to him, he decided to sell it to two of the neighbors. So the neighbors bought it, and one of them, well, unbeknownst to me and the other neighbor of the two that bought it, the one wanted everybody's land. Everyone's, like, any scrap of land that he could get his paws on. And I did not know that. And he kept it from his buddy as well, because he didn't want him to buy my land either. He wanted to get everything. So he come to me at one point because I was financially struggling, and he came to me and offered to buy some of the land to help me out. And I almost took him up on it. But he came to me in a way that was just, the way he presented to me seemed really shady. I didn't like it, because he was lying to me about something. So I just backed out of the deal, and I did something else. I took a hardship loan from my 401k and did, move some other things around just to take care of it. Cut forward to about a year, I guess, maybe a year later, if that. My cousin's daughter, she had just gotten married, and they were looking to buy land. They came to me, they asked if they could to buy some of it, and I said, that's great, don't keep it in the family, that's perfect. I don't have children, I don't have a husband, so I mean, who else is it? It's going to go to somebody, right? So he came back to me, the neighbor came back to me and asked me again, so when are you going to sell me that land? And I said, well, I wasn't actually planning on, I wasn't trying to, if anything, I was trying to keep it in the family. Now, mind you, from day one, as soon as they bought the land around me, they knew that the things that I valued were my privacy and my peace and quiet. So the one made a point to do whatever he could to take that away from me, to make me feel uncomfortable, like I didn't have any privacy, like there wasn't a peace and quiet. So when I said no to him, I want to say it was the very next day, bright and early, on, like, I think it was like on a Saturday, bright and early, he brought a bunch of people with him, and he was practically in my backyard. Now, when the land was originally divided, they didn't have the 100-foot rule where a boundary line has to be at least 100 feet from a house, a living quarters. It's got to be at least 100 feet. Well, that didn't exist back when the land was first divided up amongst my mother, my aunt, and my uncle. And that was back in the 90s. So he took full advantage of that situation, and he was in the back, basically in my backyard, practically, technically on his side, but as close as he could possibly get, and was sawing and cutting and digging and just making, and then had a bunch of people with him laughing and talking loud and just basically trying to make me feel like there was no privacy, no peace. And he upped the ante every day. He would try to be here. If I was here, whether it was sleeping or if I was here at all, he would try to be here and make as much noise and just be right there, digging and making and just doing anything he could, and going up and down the lane next to me and bringing as many people in as he possibly could. Had as many vehicles because the other side of the property is also very, very close. There's no 100 foot from the boundary. So he did everything in his power to try and make me feel like I had no privacy, no peace, no quiet, and it was very, very stressful, to the point that it made my cortisol levels raise. And I didn't even realize this at first. I just knew I was starting to have nervous reactions. Like at one point, I was driving and I looked over and somebody had a piece of farm equipment on the back of their vehicle. And as soon as I looked at it, my blood pressure went up, my heart started to beat faster, pulse raced, and I started to feel panicky. And I thought, oh my God, this motherfucker has got me now almost with PTSD because of his bullshit. I was so pissed. So he finally did I don't know exactly what day it was, but one day I just finally had enough. I just snapped. And I did notice that the weight gain, I started weight and I wasn't eating differently. My activity level wasn't different. It was cortisol. When your cortisol level raises, your body will not, it will hold on to weight. It's supposed to protect you. I think it's an instinct type thing from way back when, humans were evolving. In stressful situations, you needed to be able to hold on to your weight because you didn't know when you'd be able to eat again or whatever. But the cortisol raised, I gained weight, I was stressed out, and I flipped the fuck out. I had enough. So I called an attorney and I said, at the time I was letting them use my entrance to come in and access their land because they didn't have an entrance. And little did I know that they weren't going to be able to make one easily or inexpensively like most people could, which is why they were using mine and thinking it was going to be permanent. And they'd asked me if they could put four-wheeler trails on my property as well, joining all of them. And then if I wanted to go four-wheeling, whatever, there'd be tons of trails for all of us to use. I didn't use them. They did. They benefited from that. So when all this went down, I cut off access to the trails. I closed off the entrance, and it started practically a war, and then more stress. And then because I didn't want to talk to any of them because I was just done. I was done being, feeling like I was harassed and bullied, basically, to try to get me to give up and sell my land to him. Why would I, how do you put it? I mean, I would not be wanting to sell to somebody who's harassing me. That's like, you're basically, when somebody does something wrong, you don't want to reward them. So I would, if I would have sold it to him, I would have been rewarding him for bad behavior. Why would I do that? So the attorney said, if there's nothing in writing giving them, permission, then I can cut it off right away. And I did. The very next day, my godfather and an ex-boyfriend, I had to reach out to him for help, help me close that off. And also because I had, at the time when I was living by myself here and there was nobody living around me, I had no need to have blinds on all the windows. Well, homeboy was in my backyard practically, cutting down any kind of foliage or any trees or anything, so he had a clear view of any window to the kitchen where I would normally sit and do the videos, any place, so I could feel like I had no privacy. So put blinds on all the windows, put security cameras up, closed off the entrance, did a whole bunch of stuff. And he kept on though. He kept trying. There was 2 trail entrances in the back that he was trying to use to access my land still. So I closed them off and I made a statement. I did it with barbed wire and bright ass pink ribbons that you could see from space. And I didn't, if it pissed them off, so be it. I didn't want to deal with any more bullcrap. So I think he finally got the hint, because I'm not dealing with it. But now they don't have access to their side through, my entrance. So they have to make their own way, and that's going to be very expensive. And they could have prolonged that if he could have acted like he had some sense and not been greedy. Um, but that's what I've been dealing with. And it seems like for now, it seems like everything kind of came to a head. I didn't want to talk to him, so they tried to force me to communicate with him and probably try to get me to open up the entrance again. I didn't want to do it. At one point, there was a bunch of my family and friends, and then them and their friends and family, everybody all descended on the property at one time to have, it was almost like getting ready for a shootout or something, but it was basically just to try to get me, to force me to talk to him. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to have to be subjected to them just lying to my face. Oh, well, no, that's not what you think. It's no. It was exactly what I thought it was. I knew what was going on. So it's been very, very stressful. It caused me to not be able to work on the channel. I was constantly having to jump up and take care of this, take care of that, then the noise. And then I didn't have sleep. I never could get any sleep. And it caused me to not record as often. And it affected my money. It affected my self-confidence. It did a number on me. And that, I think, when I realized just how much he was costing me, it really pissed me off. So homeboy did himself in. But that was the quick and dirty of what has happened. Hopefully everything can go back to normal now, and my cortisol levels will drop and my nerves will get back to normal, and I can record again, because I want to do the Aries, Taurus, and Gemini videos very soon. And I think that's it. If anybody had any questions, I was going to open up for any questions, tarot questions or otherwise. But it doesn't look like anybody has any questions. The whole situation caused my views to tank. It caused a lot of damage, and it really set me back. But hopefully I want to say hopefully, I feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop at this point, because every time I turned around, he would try to come at me with some other tactic. So he better realize I'm done with it now. I'm so done with it. But I'm sure he's probably going to harass the woman up on the hill and try to get her land, and harass the lady over here whose husband's passed away. She'll probably try to get her land. He's going to keep on. He reminds me of there's a guy in the movie Roadhouse. He was the wealthy businessman that would like to bully everybody. This is the personality that I've been dealing with. That kind of personality. But that's the quick and dirty, because for people who've watched my channel and they wonder what in the heck happened, where I went, why I wasn't uploading, and why I look differently, like I look exhausted and I've gained weight, that's what happened. It was it was just harassment. It was hell. I feel like I've gone through hell. I've gone through hell. And because he put me through hell, I definitely intend to make him pay for it. If he messes with me in any way, shape, or form again, he's going to get it. I'm not do anything illegal, but I will do whatever I have to within legal means to make him regret it. So there's that. Oh wait, how long? I've been talking for 13 minutes. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up, but I just wanted to explain. I couldn't explain sooner, just because of everything that was going on. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't want to open myself up for any kind of, any kind of like a slander, this or that. I didn't name names, but anybody in the immediate environment knows exactly what happened, who did it, and why. And I'm assuming the person that was really trying to get the land probably kept his wife and all their friends in the dark as to what he was actually up to. They probably had no idea, but I'm sure they found out since then. All right, so with that said, I'm going to get ready. I might do the Aries reading. If not, then I will do it tomorrow evening when I come home. And I'm all of a sudden cold. It's really cold in here all of a sudden. All right, thank you all for your support. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. I love you. You don't even understand. You don't even know how much. So thank you again, and I will see you all soon.